Hello everybody, welcome to Yoga for Self-Love with Kim. I am Kim. This will be a short, gentle practice today. Bring yourself to your mat and find a comfortable space. You can sit, you can take Shavasana on your back, you could bring yourself into child's pose, sitting back on heels, and then folding yourself in here, bringing belly to thighs, letting forehead rest on the mat, or stacking your arms on top of each other and rest your forehead on top of the arms. Or you could come all the way down onto your belly and start here in this prone position. And again, you could stack the arms here, make a little pillow for your forehead, rest your forehead on the arms, or turn your head to one side. So take any of those positions that feels like a good starting point for you today. And if it feels okay for you, you can close your eyes. Just take a moment allowing yourself to land, to let go of what you've been doing, where you're coming from. Put down your to-do list. There's nothing else that you need to do for the next little bit. Just be here, present with yourself, body, mind, breath, and spirit. And if you are on your belly, lying in this prone position, let your belly begin to relax and release. Let go of any holding or gripping or tension in the belly. Let it begin to soften and melt away. And as always, I invite you to bring in the intention to be gentle, kind, patient, loving, compassionate with yourself as you move through this practice. Let the whole body soften and relax from your toes, all the way up through the feet, through the legs, front and back. Relaxing through the hips and the pelvis, the buttocks and the belly. Relaxing through the back of your body, low back, mid back, upper back, all the muscles, the tissue around your spine. Relax through the front of your torso, your rib cage, your chest, your collarbones. Relax shoulders, arms, hands and fingers, fingertips. Relax your face, your head, your jaw, your tongue, your scalp, crown of your head. And then begin to call yourself back and begin to invite some movement into your body. Wiggle fingers, wiggle toes, yawn, sigh, wiggle, stretch. Take any movement that feels good for you. And if you are not on your belly at this point, find your way there. And then you can come up into this Sphinx pose, coming up onto the forearms, spreading the fingers, and for a moment just let the neck relax, let the head hang down. And then you can lift the head up, make this a little bit more active. Spread the fingers, root down into your finger pads, activate through the legs, draw the heart forward, lift up through the chest. And then let everything relax. And now tuck your toes under and then lift up your knees. Begin to activate through the legs, the quads, the hamstrings. And then let the legs relax. Come back onto the tops of the feet. And now open your left knee out to your left side, finding the sort of 90-degree angle at the knee and at the hip. And then take a little peek. Maybe even curl your arms over. Take a look at that left knee, left foot. And then walk your arms back to center. And then send the left leg back to where it came from. Bend that right knee, take it out to the right side, finding that 90-degree angle at that right knee, hip, and then take a little peek over towards that right knee, foot, maybe even walk the arms over towards the right. And then bring yourself back to center. Send that right leg back to where it came from. Bend the knees, lift the feet up off of the mat, and gently wave your legs from side to side. And then bring your legs back to center. Release the feet down to the mat. Take your hands underneath your shoulders. Hug the elbows in. Root into your fingers and your pubic bone and your toes. And then lift your heart up, finding a baby cobra. And then release yourself down. Again, hug the elbows in, lift up through the heart, baby cobra, and then stay here, or you can press into the hands and lift your heart up a little higher, finding a full cobra. You can have a bend in the elbows or bring the arms straight if that feels okay, and lift the gaze. And then lower yourself slowly back down, and now reach the arms forward. Root down into the tops of your feet, down through your pubic bone, and lift up your arms, your torso. And then release that down, and now keep the forehead resting on the mat, arms down in front of you, and lift up your legs and your feet. Release the feet down, and now all together, take a deep breath and lift up arms and legs. Finding our Shalabhasana, locust pose, turning on through the back body, and then release it all down. Take hands under your shoulders. Press yourself back into child's pose. Let's take the knees together for this one, if that feels okay for you. Knees together, legs together. Bring the belly to the thighs. Fold yourself in here. Forehead can rest on the mat, or you can stack the arms again. And then bring yourself back up to come up and sit on your heels. And then we'll take hands to the mat now. Tuck toes under behind you. And then walk yourself back. Come up to sit up on the heels. Hands can stay down on the mat if it feels too intense, or you can walk hands up onto the thighs. Finding our broken toe pose. And then release yourself down. Let's find our way into a table, coming onto hands and knees. And then extend right leg back behind you, hip level-ish. And then we'll draw that right foot over and off of the left side of your mat. Take a little peek at that right foot. And then lift up that right leg, bring it back to center, drop the foot down to the mat, coming onto ball of the foot. Give yourself some little pulses back and forth. And then release that right knee down to the mat. Send the left leg back behind you, hip level-ish. And then draw that left foot around and off of the right side of your mat. And then take a little peek over towards that left foot. And then bring that left leg back behind you. Drop ball of the foot down to the mat. Give yourself a few little pulses back and forth. And then back into your table. Release that left knee down. Let's extend that right leg back behind you. Bend that right knee, draw it underneath your chest. Round up through your back. And then step or grab and carry that right foot towards top of your mat. Right knee tracking over the ankle. Can keep fingers down on the mat. And then begin to pulse yourself back and forth here, making that right leg a little bit straighter. And then bending that right knee, coming forward again. Sort of moving back and forth through our low lunge and our half Hanuman. And then next time you come forward, press down into that right foot. Hug in through the inner legs. Lift yourself up off of that front leg. Reach your arms up. Low lunge, and then hands come back down to the mat. Step your right foot back into table and extend left leg back behind you. We'll bend that left knee, draw it under your body, round up through your spine, step or carry left foot up to the top of the mat, and then we'll find these pulses back and forth here. Making that left leg a little bit straighter as you pull the hips back, maybe rolling onto that left heel, drawing the toes up towards you, and then you bend that left knee, take it forward again, and then we'll bring the left knee forward over that left ankle, press down into the feet, hug in through the inner thighs, reach your arms up, find that low lunge, and then take hands down to the mat. We'll step it back into table, and now tuck toes under behind you, press down into your hands, glide hips up and back, downward dog with a generous bend in the knees here, and then find some movement, gently pulsing yourself back or pedaling out your legs. And then we'll walk the hands back to meet the feet, come into a forward fold at the back of your mat. Again, you could have a bigger little bend in the knees here. Hands to the mat or grab a hold of elbows. Shake, nod your head, sway hips side to side. And bring it to center, hands to the hips, press into your feet. Lift yourself all the way up, reach the arms up. And then palms come together at your hearts. And then you fold yourself all the way back down. Hands back to the mat, bend the knees, walk your hands forward, walk yourself into downward dog again. Let's pedal out the legs, or again, find some little pulses here. And then walk your feet up to meet your hands at the top of your mat now, and again, fold it in, find that forward fold, hands on the mat, or again, you can grab elbows. You can find movement here if you like, or stillness. Shake, nod the head, sway arms, hips, and then bring it to center. Hands to the hips, press into your feet. Reach yourself all the way up, palms together overhead, and then hands slide down to heart. Let's take hands to the hips. Take the weight into that left foot. You can bend that left knee a little bit, soften down into that left knee, and then slowly draw that right knee up towards your chest. And then release that right foot back down to the mat. Take the weight down into that right foot, little bend in that right knee, and then slowly begin to draw left knee up towards chest, and then release that foot down to the mat. Then we'll step too long into the mat, step your feet out wide, open the arms up wide for a 5-pointed star. And then hands to the hips. Let's fold it forward. Prasarita Padottanasana. Hands can stay at hips or come down to the mat. And then let's bend the left knee. Make that right leg a little bit straighter, and then bend the right knee. Make that left leg a little bit straighter, and then walk yourself from side to side. You can keep it high, or you can come a little bit lower. Maybe rolling up onto right heel for a Skandasana, and then walking yourself back through center, bending that right knee, lowering yourself down, rolling up onto left heel, Skandasana. And then a couple times, back and forth you go, side to side. And then bring yourself back to center. Parallel the feet back in, fold yourself back in. And then take hands to the hips, soften the knees, lift your heart up. We'll turn the toes out, turn the heels in. Bend your knees, sink the hips down, cactus the arms. Goddess pose, temple pose, horse pose. And then straighten the legs. Bring the arms back down, turn the feet in parallel-ish, and then step your feet together. And again, we'll take weight down into left foot. You can take the arms to the hips or arms out to the side, and then lift up that right foot,
turn those right toes over towards the left side as you bend that right knee. And then right foot comes back down to the mat. Take the weight into that right foot. Lift up that left foot. Turn left toes over towards the right side of the mat. And then release that left foot down to the mat. Let's soften the knees again. Get grounded down through that left foot. Let's take arms out to the side now. T formation. Weight into that left foot. Lift up that right knee. Hug it over towards the left side. And then either drop the ball of the right foot down to the mat, or press that right foot into that left calf, or wrap that right foot around the left calf. Sit yourself a little bit lower down, and then we'll wrap the arms. Right arm wraps under, bend the elbows, palms come together, eagle pose. And then unravel everything. Let's take weight down into that right foot now. Draw that left knee up, hug it over towards the right, and then either drop ball of that left foot down to the mat, press the foot into the calf, or wrap the foot around that right leg if that is accessible. And then we'll cross the arms, left arm under, bend the elbows, bring the palms together, set the hips a little bit lower, and then unravel, bring it all back up, palms together overhead, slide hands down to the heart, step yourself back to the end of your mat. And then we'll sweep the arms out to the side and up, palms come together overhead. Fold yourself all the way back in, forward fold. And then bend your knees, get your hands down to the mat, walk yourself back out into that downward dog. Pedal out legs. And then release knees down to the mat. Come back to sit on your heels and then drop over to one hip. Sweep the legs around. Generous bend in the knees here. Bring your hands to your ankles or your feet or your shins. And begin to gently, slowly find some pulses here. And then if it becomes available to you, you could maybe extend the feet out a little bit more so the bend in the knees becomes a little less, but only if that feels okay for the hamstrings and the low back. I'm gonna keep a nice flat low back here so you're not rounding out through the back. And then we'll bring the arms up alongside the ears, fold from the hips, bring the belly to the thighs, and hands reach down towards the feet. And then lift yourself back up, bend the knees, reach the hands forward, and then slowly lower yourself all the way down to the mat, finding your way into a Shavasana. And then staying here in your Shavasana for as long as you like. Letting go of all effort again. Feeling the ground beneath you, letting the body get heavy, letting gravity have you and just melt down into the earth. And then bring one hand to heart, one hand to belly. Come back to our intention to be gentle, kind, patient, loving, and compassionate with ourselves. Release your hands and slowly roll yourself over to one side, pausing in the fetal position. And then use your hands to press yourself back up. Bring yourself into a comfortable seat, palms together at the heart. Thank you so much for sharing this short, gentle practice with me today with love and gratitude. Namaste.